Good evening and salutations, my BNB fans. So, Luna finally developed a backbone, and I'm sitting up there like, about goddamn time. Listen, I wasn't a fan of Lee for a hot minute, and in this episode, it's like they're trying to make her like the Wicked Witch of the West. Like the way she talks down to her sister, the way she talks down to her, I don't even understand why she's that angry. Like, listen, okay, she has her issues with her sister, okay, whatever. But to sit there and deny, to sit there and try to stop a relationship between um Luna and his cousin is just absolutely ass dying. And the fact that she's like, well, I don't want you working there. Why? Why? Like, I don't even understand why she's so angry. She's like she doesn't even want to work. It's not like she's working at the hospital. Okay, it's not. I mean, granted, even if she was working at the hospital, so what? You don't own the building. But the fact that she's working at Forest Creation vexes her that much. That's an issue right there. And she finally stood up to her. She was like, the fact you're sitting there talking down to my mother and stuff. Like, let's be honest. Any other person would have been livid. They would have went off on Lee. They would have went off on her. And the fact that she comes there and she's all like, "Oh, I see you sitting there trying to talk back to me or whatever." I was like, "Lady, I don't know what in your world thinks that you can walk into somebody else's place, a business, and start demanding them to do stuff. That's not how that works." That's not how that works. And the level of arrogance in her is just beyond me. And you know what? I'm gonna sit there and take it a step further, right? While I don't believe in cheating, I don't feel like it's right. I understand why Jack wanted to leave her. Okay? No man worth their salt would ever want to sit there and be in the same room as her because the way she talks to people is so demeaning. It's just like I don't have to put up with this. I don't have to put up with this. So the fact that, granted, I'm not a fan of what he did, but I can see his reasoning for wanting to get the hell away from her. And, RJ came back. RJ was proud of her and everything. Um, this woman got a real level of arrogance on her to sit there and think that she could just snap her fingers and people just do whatever she tells her to do. Like, I have no problem sitting there with her attitude as far as working hard and stuff like that and, making the best of yourself and really thanking your parents for really sacrificing themselves. But, somewhere along the line, it's like she really started to get a level of arrogance that I can't, I can't deal with. Hope the succubus, because at this point that's what I'm going to call her. Hope the succubus is like, I need you to sit there and say it one more time. I need you to sit there and tell me that you love me and everything. And I'm like, wow. So first, they're in the office. They're in Thomas' office, which he shares a space with Zende, which he is definitely gonna have to sit there and do some deep cleaning. And then guess where they go into next? Eric's office. They're on his desk. They're on his couch. This is what I'm talking. When Dewan, if you've been in the chat, when Dewan sits there and asks me and my team, Eric, I'm just like, yes. Because look what they're doing in his office. They're in his office they're just going to town. And I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was cute and it was funny when they were in their own office. But now you sitting there disrespecting this man's office. It's just like, it's a typical day in B&B. A little romp in the hay on his desk where he creates. Level of disrespect that man has to sit there and put up with is unbelievable. Brooke the Karen could not get through to Deacon. She was like, you need to sit there and kick her out now. You need to sit there. You need to end this relationship now. I don't understand when people come into somebody else's place of business or any other place and be like, I won't allow it. I'm just like, wow, you must really live a privileged life to sit there and just feel that you can snap your fingers and just be like, no, Deacon, you're going to sit there and end this, and you're going to end this because I say so. Okay. He does sit there and say, your relationship with your daughter is more important, and I don't know if it is, to some extent. I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, and that's why I say to some extent, because yes, she's going to be upset. And he should have sat there and thought about that if you want to sit there and have a relationship with her, because he knows how she feels about Sheila. But at the end of the day, your kids shouldn't be sitting there dictating your love life. They really shouldn't. She's a grown woman with her own child, okay? And you are the child in this relationship. You're not the parent. You don't get to sit there and start dictating what somebody else does. That's something else I have an issue with. This is why I always sit there and say in my GH reviews, Jocelyn needs to sit there and stay in the child's place. Yeah, she's an adult, but I mean, let's be honest. She may be an adult in body, but in mind is entirely something separate. But getting back to B&B, right? Bridget's there. He's not really saying too much. He has a little snarky remarks or whatever. I'm just like, stop. Just stop. The grown folks are talking. Just hang back over there. So you got that going on. Next, you got. I feel like that's about it. I talked about Hope the Succubus. Oh, and Brooke came in there, and Brooke is like, "Oh, I'm so angry at you two, and I'm so angry at she's sitting there, keep looking at Thomas like, boo, your daughter is the one that's sitting there, keep climbing up on him. Like, what are you talking about? Um, I don't remember who initiated it, but the point is, she initiated this whole thing, and Thomas does leave, and Brooke is like, yeah, I got bad news. I can't get through to him, but we're gonna sit there and talk about your relationship. And Hope was like, nope, I'm a grown adult. I can do whatever I want. I don't need your permission or consent or anything like that. So, like, kick rocks pretty much. And she just, she just walks off pretty much. Or she doesn't. I don't really remember. And, Brooke is like, this guy was obsessed with you. You go with that? You go with that? I feel like there's somebody else that was obsessed. Oh, yeah, Philip was obsessed with Chloe in Days of Our Lives, and somehow she's cool with that. So, anyway, that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else. If I forget anything, come to the live stream tonight. We'll sit there and talk about all of it. YNR Days, B&B, and of course GH. And with that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you for